So recently I did a video talking about monsters that never appeared in Power Rangers Wild Force, and after that video went live, I got a lot of comments telling me that I had forgotten about 3 monsters, and I wondered what exactly those 3 monsters were, and a lot of people were telling me that I forgot to include the 3 Org brothers from the Gal Ranger movie. Now, you guys are right, these monsters never appeared in Power Rangers Wild Force, and the Gal Ranger movie was never adapted. And Gal Ranger and Time Ranger never crossed over. But there's a story why these monsters were never adapted into Power Rangers. It's kind of a short story because the whole history is not fully known, but there's some kind of interesting backstory to why these monsters were never used. But before we talk about that backstory, let's talk about the monsters I forgot to talk about. So, the 3 Org brothers. These Org brothers are very interesting characters, and they have some very interesting designs as well. So, the story for these guys is, long time ago, 3 Org brothers arrived on an island in another dimension and conquered it. They captured the group of island natives and forced them to dig for rubies under the Ogre Castle. So these 3 Org brothers all have names: Zeus Org, Poseidon Org, and Hades Org. All 3 of these brothers are based on Greek mythology, and I gotta say, their designs look really freaking cool for movie villain designs. They're so unique and interesting, and I just love their costume design with how they look, especially the giant weapons they hold. I mean, they look like something out of a JRPG with how demonic and menacing they look. Now, these 3 Org brothers were meant to be the villains in the Power Rangers Wild Force and Time Force team-up, Reinforcements from the Future, but the suits were never used for this team-up. Why? Well, there's a story that there was a fire going on at Toei, and most of the suits were damaged and unusable, so Saban wasn't able to use these suits for the Time Force and Wild Force team-up, so what they had to do was sort of Frankenstein their own suits for the Mutorgs. But it's got me wondering, if they ever did adapt the 3 Org brothers and not the Mutorg Frankenstein suits, would the storyline from Reinforcements from the Future be any different, or what would have they changed or not changed if they did get to use these suits and adapt them into Power Rangers? I mean, Ransac's backstory was tied into the Mutorgs. Would have they changed that? There's a lot of possibilities with how they could have adapted these suits and handled it. I mean, you've got 3 Orgs based on mythical gods, and I would have loved to see if Power Rangers would have tied that into it, having like gods based on Hades, Poseidon, and Zeus and stuff like that. That would have been really interesting. Or would have these guys been generic bad guys? I would have loved to see how they would have handled adapting these characters. But anyway guys, what are your thoughts on the 3 Org brothers, and how would have you adapted them into Power Rangers if you were given the chance? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these villains and how you guys would have adapted them into Power Rangers and fit them into your own story for Wild Force or the Time Force and Wild Force team up. Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. With that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to all the members such as Swaggerful and Andrew McCoyle and the Power Bunny, who's a $30 member. If you want to get your name shouted out like these guys over here, hit the join button or become a Patreon supporter for special perks and stuff like that on the channel. With that said, I'm bringing this video to a close. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.